In these same decades, the Japanese constructed one of the finest fleets the world had ever seen. On the fateful day of December 7th, 1941, at Pearl Harbor, the Japanese Navy was ready. The flames had hardly died before Chester Nimitz was called from a desk in Washington to take command of the Pacific Fleet. It was a dark time and a formidable task. It would take a man of vast experience and vigor to bring both hope and victory out of wreckage and chaos. It would take a Nimitz. The Japanese quickly followed their surprise success at Pearl Harbor with territorial grabs across the Western Pacific as American forces fought and lost against overwhelming odds. By the spring of 1942, Japan controlled most of the land and dominated the sea and air west of Pearl Harbor. It was up to our Navy to hold the line. But if we underestimated the Japanese, they also underestimated us. When they disabled the cream of our fleet at Pearl Harbor, they did not realize that we could recover so quickly. While we recovered strength, our submarines carried the fight to the enemy's waters. The silent service that Nimitz had helped build now served him well. It would become the lance that would cut the enemy's arteries. The saga of these gallant vessels is among the most inspiring in the heroic annals of the Navy. It was clear that we had to strike back in force. But where? Nimitz had a much smaller fleet than the enemy, and he was determined to use it. Where? The Coral Sea. Our forces met the enemy at Midway, too. The boldness and surprise of Nimitz's strategy in these two major engagements were enough to change the course of the war in the Pacific.